Hey guys, Lee Donna here. Thank you so much for joining me on today's video. This is going to be my second review of the Kobo Elipsa. I already did one video on this, but I want to do another one for a few reasons. One being that during the time of my last video, this Elipsa was brand new to me. And I was also still learning some of the features of this, as well as learning how to do videos at all and post them to YouTube. I also might have been asleep in the last video, and I definitely was in the middle of a active poltergeist situation. It's totally fine. So with all of those excuses in place, I failed to produce a video that really does justice for this e-reading device. So I'm going to put out this updated video to hopefully help you in making your decision. This device is good for authors like me, researchers, students, anyone who needs access to books, whether for recreation or for their job. You have the ability to write in those books, mark them up and highlight, take any kind of notes that you want. You can import and export files. There's also a notebook option, and that is what really drew me to this device. So if you watch my first video, bless your heart, I appreciate you. And I do hope there was enough information in that video to let you make an informed decision on whether or not the Elipsa is right for you. I think it's a great device. It goes beyond simply being an e-reading device. So let's start at the top. First of all, what is Kobo? It's an anagram for book, and their name sums up what this company is all about. Kobo is headquartered in Canada, and they sell ebooks and audiobooks worldwide. They are continually adding to their global reach. So if you're a reader, you should definitely check out Kobo. They have a subscription model that, in my opinion, is superior to other subscription models. And that is for one reason. Whenever an author selects to have their book in the Kobo subscription model, they are not tied into an exclusive contract. That means that with other subscription models, when an author elects to have their book be part of that, that particular book is then not allowed to be sold at any other retailer. And it also isn't listed in any library selection, which is not only mind blowing to me because libraries were such an important part of my life for so long, but also what an exclusive contract does is force authors to choose. This behavior is devastating to authors, and it's something Kobo is very aware of. So they don't put their authors or their readers into that position. Kobo fosters that healthy relationship between all of us. So writers can write the books that they want. They're not tied into any exclusive contracts. They can sell wherever they would like to sell, which accommodates their readers. And then the readers have access to all of these books. And if what you need is a subscription model, Kobo has that available for you. So they're a win-win for all of us. And that is why all authors should be listing their books directly with Kobo. It's an easy process. I'm pretty terrible at all things technical, and I've never had issues with Kobo. So if I can do it, you can too. Also, Kobo for readers, it has one of the best reward systems that I have ever seen. And this ties into their parent company, which is a Japanese company called Rakuten. Now, I pretty much always mispronounce their name. I call them Rakuten. Anytime I talk about them, it's very likely I'm going to say it that way. But it really doesn't matter how many ways I mispronounce their name. Rakuten, Rakuten, any other way that it's actually supposed to be said. They are a rebate-based shopping tool, and I've been using them for many, many years. They were a part of my life long before I even knew that Kobo existed. Rakuten has a web extension that you can add to your browser, and they also offer in-store deals. And every quarter, they cut you a check for the amount of your reward, and it's actual cash. So if you're like me and you pretty much order everything online, even your groceries, Rakuten is amazing. They have an affiliate link that I will drop in the description of this video. If you're in the US and you want to join the Rakuten family, click the link and you'll get $30 or $40. They change that sometimes, but you get that, and I also get that. And if you're not in the US, but you want to join Rakuten, I imagine you can still click the link and see if it redirects you to your country. Or you can just visit their website directly and check whatever their details are. The same applies to any Kobo links that I put in the video description. They may or may not be affiliate links. Sometimes I get those right and sometimes I don't. But it's possible that if you use one of my links to do anything, that I'll get some kind of a financial reward for that. But if any of the links don't work for you, they don't redirect to your country, the prices are listed in US dollars instead of where you are, please just go directly to either the Kobo website or to the Rakuten website, because Kobo is continually expanding. And if they aren't in your country already, then they probably will be soon. And they truly are a company that I feel confident recommending, because in all of the years that I've been using Rakuten, they used to be called Ebates back in the day, but in all the years I've been using them, they've never changed their terms. There's been no bait and switch. And I've always had the impression that this is a company that operates with integrity, and that has bled through. It's exactly what I've seen in Kobo. So I just really love this company as a whole, and all of their offshoots. They all seem to follow the same pattern. So check out Rakuten, check out Kobo, and now on to our official Kobo Elipsa review. So the first thing I'm going to do is cover what I do not like about this device. Number one, the battery life is short. It doesn't seem to last very long, and I am not really great at remembering to plug things in. And as I age, I'm just not as organized as I used to be. So the charging is actually a real problem. I'm going to try to get one of those charging mats and see if that works, because it would be much easier just to put something aside and let it be charging while I'm doing something else than trying to keep up with all these cords and everything has a different plug on it. I will say that the charging cable that comes with the Kobo Elipsa is a nice one. It sort of has like a textured fabric coating on it, so it isn't, some of them you get are sort of really cheap and they fray at the ends pretty easily. This one seems like it's going to last a lot longer, so if I can keep up with it, that's good. But it does seem like it's one of these things that you really need to keep charged all the time. It's pretty frustrating when you go to use it and your battery is dead. I don't know if it's just maybe not going to sleep the way it should, but there's just something there that seems to be draining the battery quite a bit. The second thing also has to do with battery. The stylus in the Kobo is battery operated, and it has an obscure battery. Now, this hasn't been a problem for me, but I will tell you it's a quadruple A. So just order some of those and have them on hand. How quickly this will go dead is directly going to depend on how much you use it. So just be aware and stock up on these batteries that aren't something that we commonly would have and store in our households. Something else that has been a bit of an annoyance, and none of these things are deal breakers for me, but when you are using the notebook feature and you're just writing, for me, my hand definitely wants to rest on the page. So I kind of have to turn the device to keep that from happening, because when your hand is resting on the screen, it sometimes will bring up menus and things like that. And then there's a delay, you're writing and it's not working because it's doing something else. It thinks that you've triggered a different feature. But this does have a landscape version when you're in the notebook, so you can turn it like that. And that will help a little bit for if you're like me and you have a tendency to rest your hand on the screen. So again, it's an annoyance, something that you're going to be aware of when you're using it. Probably the thing that I dislike the most, I had this in my last video and it still is true today. I do not like this cover. It is what I call loosey-goosey. It is also magnetic. So what this means is you need to be careful when you're handling this, because I will have a tendency, I guess I'm grabbing it toward the top. And so the cover is coming off and then I drop either the cover or the device. So far it's held up well, so that's great. Nothing is broken. And I've dropped it a lot, so I'm sure that's a perk for the Elipsa. But I don't like the cover. Again, I'm wondering if some of the battery issue is that maybe that when you close the cover, it isn't triggering it to go to sleep. But also, when you're trying to prop this up to use it, it's impossible to have this up and make any notes. Like there's times that maybe I'm doing research and I have a physical book, or maybe I'm watching a video or something like that, and I want to take notes. If this is standing up, forget about it. It's not going to happen. Um, I know some folks that are using this for recipes. They are jotting things down. And if you're trying to set it up on your counter and you're cooking or doing anything like that, it could be problematic that it's going to fall. It's meant to give you options where it can kind of sit on a desk closer down with just a little bit of a tilt, or it can sit up. And I'm not going to go through all those options for you because A, you can do it yourself, and B, half of them I don't think you're going to use because it just isn't stable in any of those positions. I'm getting better at figuring out certain ways that accommodate my life in the areas that I'm using it the most, but it's still problematic. I think this has been the number one thing that most people have said they don't like is the cover. So if Kobo would just come up with a different one that we could purchase to go with those, then it would be perfect. I like the idea. I see where they were going, but it needs to be firm and not loose. So beware that that could be an issue for you. It's just not something that's going to stand up on its own and be really secure. It's going to drop a lot when you try to do that. So in my mind, this is just something you hold in your hand and don't try to set up because the cover is problematic. But having said that, I do like the extra strip that they have on this side. It does give you a place to grip and to hold the screen. And that brings me to the things that I love about the Elipsa. Number one being how big the screen is. This device is 10.3 inches, I believe, and my laptop is a 15-inch. I like a larger screen. Okay, so when you open your device, you have your home screen, which usually just has books and things on there. Depending on what you've been doing with it, this may change a little bit. As I said, this is an e-reading device, and as all e-reading devices have, you can purchase books. So you hit the Discover button on the bottom, and it takes you to the Kobo store. And they'll have suggestions for you based on your reading, feature deals, any kind of sales and things like that. This page can change a little bit as you're logging on, but it's pretty much like any other retail page. And I wanted to show you at the top, so you can switch between ebooks, audiobooks, and a feature that I really like is Overdrive. This is a library app, so you can check out books from your library straight from your device. You do need to have a library card, and you can sign into Overdrive. Now, authors do get a little bit of a commission, a royalty when you buy books through Overdrive. So if you're in that situation, you see books on here that you really like, again, it doesn't matter if they are in the Kobo subscription model or not. Most likely, if they are listed on Kobo, they are also going to be available through Overdrive. So you can look for the book that you would like on Kobo store and then go over to Overdrive to actually check it out from your library. And I wanted to show you in here, when you click on a book that you like, you can read the description. Down at the bottom, it says you can buy it, you can add it to your wish list, which wish lists are big in my family. I always have a list of books, and then I get in trouble because people will buy me books from the wish list, and I already bought them because I forget to take them off. But something that I think is unique for Kobo is they have another couple of options here for you. First of all, you can say, I already read this book, or you can say, I'm not interested. And that helps to feed the algorithm how Kobo is going to be able to suggest books for you that meet your needs better. And then also, if you click on the little dots to get more, they can tell you how many points that you need to redeem this book. You can also get a preview of the book just from that. Okay. And that would be Sadie Joe that you guys are hearing. If you like this book, you can also get other options. It will suggest for you. My internet isn't working really great back where I'm at right now, so things aren't loading properly. But another feature that I wanted to show you is how easy it is to change your font size. You just move your fingers pen. So you're just pinching and your little bubble shows you how big or small the words are going to be. And so you can adjust pretty easily how you want it. And then another thing is the brightness of the screen is super easy. You can see as I'm dragging down, it's bringing a little button up here saying that says it's 11%, 10, 7, just right up at the top. And then if I want to increase the screen brightness, I just go the other direction and it's changing it up here for me. Now I'm at 20% screen brightness. So it's just really easy just to drag your finger up and down. I know on the computer screen, the colors don't come up as much, but when you're reading at night and in different lighting situations, you can really easily adjust that without going to settings or anything else. You can adjust it really easily, just simply running your finger up and down along the side. So Kobo also really organizes your books in your library well. You can see really easily what you've read, how much you have left. At the top of your screen, you can sort your library based on authors and series. And something that I've just started to use is collections. So you can add as many titles to collections as you want, which again, this is going to be really helpful for a student, a researcher, or anything like that. And you just set up your categories and then you can add any books that you want into that. And then it'll make it really easy to go for whatever you want to read based on what you need at that time. I think most of us as readers, we are emotional readers. There are books that we like at certain times for different reasons. And so this is a really helpful feature for that. But this right here is the reason that I bought this device. This is notebooks. Now I'm going to run very quickly through these types of notebooks. So the standard notebook is just what it means. This is what I use to scribble ideas and notes. This is a thing that you might have open sitting on the kitchen counter if you are creating recipes or doing anything like that. It's so useful just to have there for scratch paper. At the very top, you can change what type of pen that you would like to use. They have ballpoint, fountain, calligraphy, brush, highlighter. You can change the thickness of your line as well as the color. You have the erase button. Also on your stylus, there are two buttons and one of those will erase and the other one highlights. So if you're reading and you're taking notes, you can write, erase your notes, and highlight sections of the book just right from your pen without having to do any of the options here. You can also change the page backgrounds. So you have lined paper, graph paper, and blank pages. And this is just the standard notebook. Really great handwriting. I have the best. If you're really sloppy like I am, you can just clear the page and start all over again. Now, I have this one set up as an advanced notebook. Okay, so this is my advanced notebook, and I wanted to show you that it does everything that the standard notebook does, except it has more really cool features. On the advanced notebook, you can insert drawings, diagrams, math equations, and you can import and export your files from this device. And right here, we're going to convert. So basically, it takes your sloppy handwriting and converts it into nice, neat print. Now, I have really sloppy handwriting, and normally this device knows what I'm talking about, and it does convert the stuff correctly. Occasionally, it'll have a wrong word, and you can go back and correct that word individually. If it has a lot of mistakes, you can just hit this back button, and it converts it back to your handwriting, and then you can go in and adjust from there. So you have options with that, and it exports. I write in Word, so I can import and export into those documents and take this with me. It's a lot handier than traveling with a laptop and things like that. So as long as I can keep it charged, this is good. And these notebooks are the reason that I really saved up to get this particular device because it is so helpful. But wait, there's more. Okay, so you have your wish list we talked about earlier. You can add books straight from the Kobo into your wish list, and that makes it easier for you to share with people. And this device is also integrated with Dropbox. So with your files, you simply set up that Dropbox account. I literally just had to say Dropbox about 15 times to get it right. I'll cut all that out. You guys won't see that part. But Dropbox, you can put your files in there and take them out, edit on this device, on your computer, wherever you need to. You can also read articles using Pocket. And under the beta features, they have several different games for you to play. They do have the large print option. And most importantly, you can access a web browser through those beta features. So all in all, I really like the Kobo Elipsa. The biggest problem for me is the cover. I wish that I had a hard cover and something that really would adjust different levels where it would stand on its own and I would feel a little more confident in that. But overall, you can do everything with this. Again, access the internet, play games, read books, have your notebooks, insert graphs, drawings, anything you want. It's been really important in my life as an author and a reader just to have this one device. And I hope that this review of the Kobo Elipsa was better for you than the last one, and that it helps you to make an informed decision on whether or not this device is truly the right device for you. I highly recommend it. I do like it. I just need a different cover on it, and we're all set. If you want to know what I'm up to, you can go to leadonabooks.com. All my books are available directly from me, but they are all also available from Kobo, including audiobooks. If you guys have any questions or comments, or you want to know something else about the Kobo that I did not cover, please let me know. If you like weird, strange, and creepy things, I have a podcast coming out on January the 1st called Immortal Monsters. The videos will be up here on YouTube, and I will have a playlist to separate the author world from the other things that I have going on. The first episode is about leprechauns because I thought that would be fun and easy. Boy, was I mistaken. That was a really interesting deep dive to take for no reason at all. I'm starting the podcast to go with my fantasy writing as I'm doing research. I'm going to compile notes and share that stuff with you guys. But leprechauns have nothing to do with anything, but now I must write them into a book because I spent way more time on that research than I ever intended to. So if that is something that intrigues you or interests you, then please follow this page. That's it. It's all I have for you today, guys. I appreciate you being here. Like and subscribe if you want. If you have author-related questions, please reach out to me at leadonabooks@gmail.com, and I will try to answer those for you.